The biggest event of the summer and one of the big 4 pay-per-views of WWE is about to take place tomorrow night on pay-per-view. There was initially meant to be 9 matches on the card, but Riddle is injured, so there are now 8 matches on the card. My name is Manlykefresh, and let's go through the 8 matches that are on the card. So let's go! To get all updates on what videos I'm due to come out next and when they're due to come out, and just to follow me in general, you can follow me on Twitter at Manlykefresh, www.twitter.com/Manlykefresh. And let's start off on Raw and focus on the Raw Women's Championship match, which will be defending champion Bianca Belair taking on Becky Two Belts, the former man, the big time, probably the greatest woman on the modern roster in Becky Lynch. So, if you recall, this match has now become to full circle. I feel like it's 1-for-1 at the moment. This time last year at SummerSlam, when Bianca Belair was then the SmackDown Women's Champion, she was meant to take on Carmella. Carmella had a problem at the time, so Becky Lynch now returned after being away for over a year and a half off maternity leave, and beat Bianca Belair for the Women's Championship in under 21 seconds. So now, this is basically the grudge match of last summer and the rubber match of WrestleMania. So now they're both one fall apiece. So it's a shame that Becky Lynch is probably going to end up losing this, because Becky Lynch has gone down a downward spiral, but because of the star power that Becky Lynch currently has, I don't think a loss will affect her too much, but I feel Bianca Belair will win and retain her championship, and then probably Alexa Bliss will challenge her at the next pay-per-view. And staying on Raw, we have Rey Mysterio and Dominic the Mysterios taking on Finn Balor and Damian Priest of Judgment Day. And if anyone watched Raw this past Monday, you would know that Rhea Ripley has now made her long-awaited return after her little injury she had going a couple of months ago. So now, Rey Mysterio and Dominic were celebrating in the locker room. Rhea Ripley made her surprise appearance in the locker room and attacked Aaliyah, and then dragged Dominic out, and then the rest of the Judgment Day then beat the hell out of Rey and Dominic in the corridor. So that's led to this no disqualifications match at SummerSlam. So we've been under the impression that Mysterio, Dominic in particular, is probably going to jump ship. But what about if they're trying to hoodwink us and it's going to be Rey Mysterio that jumps? Who knows? We'll find out the pay-per-view. And will Edge make his return at this pay-per-view? Could he also bring his wife, Beth Phoenix, to counteract Rhea Ripley? Or will Aaliyah get involved? Well, I do believe Judgment Day will win, and then Mysterio will turn heel, and Edge will return. And jumping over to SmackDown, we have SmackDown color commentator Pat McAfee taking on the former United States Champion, the former King of the Ring, and former Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal winner, former Money in the Bank winner in Happy Corbin. So, Happy Corbin has literally targeted McAfee because McAfee, he feels, is detrimental to his character, feels like he's assassinating him, especially when he calls him Bum-Ass Corbin. It all started when Corbin was having a rival with his old protege, Madcap Moss, which has now led to this match at SummerSlam following the beatdowns that Corbin has given Pat McAfee. Now, I'm a big fan of Pat McAfee. I feel that if Pat McAfee was to step off the announce table and become a wrestler, he would get a lot of support from the WWE Universe. They will love him. Corbin, on the other hand, as well, he doesn't get enough credit. And I feel because Corbin doesn't get enough credit from the WWE, they're going to feed him to Pat McAfee. I mean, McAfee already beat Austin Theory at WrestleMania, so I can see him beating Theory at SummerSlam. And maybe they should just dub him Unhappy Corbin, because he won't be happy if he loses to Pat McAfee. So Unhappy Corbin to lose, Pat McAfee to win. And moving over to Raw, we have the almighty United States Champion Bobby Lashley taking on the former United States Champion and current Money in the Bank winner Austin Theory. Now, I know I'm not the biggest fan of Theory, but do you know what? I normally give each prediction video, except for the main event, 1 minute. I've given myself extra time to spit on this because I need to vent. So, what was the bloody point of WWE having a Money in the Bank qualifying tournament where all the competitors in that match had to qualify to get into the match if you were going to then just put a loser, I said it, a loser in Theory, who lost the United States Championship to Bobby Lashley at the last pay-per-view, didn't do anything Money in the Bank qualifying related, to then to be interjected into the damn match at the last minute, which was the main event, and have the little punk win the briefcase. What was the point? You better off just having no tournament at all then. You just absolutely shit on the entire pay-per-view. It pissed me off. But anyway, back to the match. So, United States Champion Theory, well, former United States Champion Theory, wants to get his championship back. I'm so pissed off, I can't even bother with this prediction. So I'm just going to predict straight off the back, Bobby Lashley will probably lose his championship back to Austin Theory, because this is how WWE is pushing Theory down our throats. He's not even John Cena, but he gets on my bloody nerves. Can't stand this kid, honestly, I can't stand him. I actually hate him. I hate Theory. Theory will probably win by some dastardly means. Maybe his Shoosh brothers, Otis and Chad Gable, will get involved, but I feel Theory will win the championship. And staying on Raw, we have WWE's latest celebrity signee in the boxer MMA fighter Logan Paul, joining the WWE family to take on his WrestleMania tag team partner in The Miz. Now, obviously, remember WrestleMania, Logan Paul came to assist The Miz in his ongoing battle with his then rivals, the Mysterios. They won the match, with The Miz ending the match with a skull-crushing finale. After both him and Logan Paul were celebrating, he decided to, in typical Miz fashion, not wanting to share the limelight, give the skull-crushing finale to Logan Paul, and literally shamed him up at WrestleMania. So now, henceforward, moving to the second big pay-per-view of the year, he's now challenged The Miz to a match. So, on a good day, let's be honest here, Logan Paul would beat the shit out of The Miz, knock him out. If this was a real fight, Miz ain't nothing special. Logan Paul could knock him out. However, this is The Miz we're talking about here. I feel like The Miz will win this match by any means necessary, just like the Nation would. So I feel like this will be a way for maybe Tommaso Ciampa to probably interject himself into this little rivalry and help The Miz win. And over to SmackDown, we have the one cashing in of the Money in the Bank briefcase, which I really enjoyed seeing, was Liv Morgan becoming the women's champion for the first time ever in her career, against that woman, Ronda Rousey, who was the former champion, who she cashed in on after having a grueling match with Natalya at Money in the Bank. So, in real life, we all know that Ronda Rousey probably would beat the living hell out of Liv Morgan. Liv Morgan isn't that kind of person. She isn't a legitimate badass fighter like Ronda Rousey is. However, this is WWE. This is WWE Universe, and storylines and storytelling is what they do. That's what they do best. So now, Liv Morgan is way over. Liv Morgan is possibly not quite to the level that Becky Lynch is, but he's possibly as big as a babyface Becky Lynch could have been at around the time that she won her first championship. And I feel because of that, Ronda Rousey may end up turning heel, or the fans will turn on Ronda Rousey to make her heel. Either way, I feel like that momentum will let Liv Morgan win this match, and maybe Ronda Rousey will give her a beat down towards the end of the match, but Liv Morgan to retain her championship. And we have our first of two inter-brand matches, with the first one being the Street Profits from Raw taking on SmackDown's unified World Tag Team Champions in the Usos. And as an added bonus for this rematch, we have a special guest referee in the form of JEFFJARRET, Jeff Jarrett, who I believe he's going to be fighting with Jay Lethal to take on Ric Flair and Ric Flair's son-in-law Andrade, I believe, on Sunday as well. So anyway, that's got nothing to do with WWE. That's just Ric Flair and Jeff Jarrett trying to relive these glory days. But anyway, so this match has huge ramifications moving forward, because the Street Profits technically did not lose at the Money in the Bank pay-per-view, because Montez Ford, who took the pinfall, had his shoulder up when the referee counted. However, if the Usos do not beat the Street Profits, then the Street Profits will stay together. But if the Street Profits lose, I have a feeling there's going to be a heel turn, and I feel like Angelo Dawkins may turn on Montez Ford. Either way, no matter how you look at it, the Street Profits will break up if they do not win the Tag Team Championships tomorrow night. And we have our main event. We have SmackDown's Tribal Chief, the unified, undisputed WWE Universal World Heavyweight Champion, Roman Reigns, taking on Raw's The Beast, the Conqueror, in Brock Lesnar, for the 999th time since 2015. 7 years in the making, as WWE like to call it, and I hope and pray, WWE, for the love of God, now Vince has gone, let this be the last time that we see this effing match. I mean, what else can these two do? So the first encounter they had, Seth Rollins cashed in at WrestleMania. The next match they had, no one was interested in. The next match they had after that, nobody was interested in. Then comes along the Tribal Chief gimmick. They had a match last summer. I think, was it last summer? Or I can't remember. I think it was Survivor Series. They didn't put it off. It didn't go very well. Then they had a Royal Rumble match, or a Day 1 match. Brock Lesnar lost. Brock Lesnar then won the WWE Championship to then lose it at WrestleMania to Roman Reigns, who was the current Universal Champion at the time, and Roman Reigns has now become the undisputed champion of WWE. So we've got two part-timers fighting for the richest prize in WWE, and nobody wants to see it. So what else can you do in this match? Now it's a last man standing match. So, not to damage Roman Reigns, because if Roman Reigns loses to Brock Lesnar, there's no payoff. If Roman Reigns loses to Brock Lesnar, there's no payoff. If Brock Lesnar loses to Roman Reigns, there's still no payoff. So the only way that this match can come to an end, which unfortunately is the only outcome that I can think of, is that both of these men beat the living shit out of each other to the point where they don't answer the 10 count and it comes out as a double KO. So both men to knock each other out, which I'm afraid of happening, because if that does happen, I feel like the little dirtbag, little craphead Fury may come in and cash in his Money in the Bank briefcase, and I pray to God it doesn't happen, because if it does, I think I'll be done with WWE. But that's my prediction for the main event. So guys, that's all the matches covered. Now stay tuned for my final thoughts. Ladies and gentlemen, you've reached the end of my prediction video, so please make sure you like, share and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And if you don't, I will come to your house, I will open your front door and I will come and press subscribe for you. It's not hard, just click on the corner up on the corner of my profile and click channel Manlykefresh.INC. Subscribe! That's what you gotta do. Anyway guys, enjoy the pay-per-view and I'll see you at the next prediction video. Take care. Bye.